I don't even smoke cigars. And my boy got me here on the podcast talking about my business. We plan on bringing something to the 518 that I don't think I've seen here. All of the things we're going through right now, there was a point in life where we asked for it. But we become greedy. I lost my mom to drugs when I was 13. My dad was never really in my life. I honestly thought I would end up dead or in jail. Believe in yourself, because I never thought I would have a business. I quit my full-time job, making good money, because I wasn't happy. I get this life one time. I'm not gonna do something that I wake up every morning and hate doing. Sorry I talk so much, y'all. When I get going, I get going. But shout out to Crocs.
Stop it.
Shout out to Crocs, man. Get here.
Get here.
Castle Cigars, baby. Best in the nation.
Welcome to Cigars of the Castle, episode 15. I am here with, not Rick today, but I have somebody even maybe a little more fun, a little bit more exciting. We got a new version of Rick in this chair
indeed.
here.
Yes, indeed.
We got Kaya and Gaddy. Thank you so much for jumping in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, can you tell the people a little bit about you and what your business is?
So my name is Cayenne. I like to go by Cayenne like the pepper, Kai Boogie. But I run my wife and I run a sneaker restoration business. And what we do in that business is we restore sneakers. My wife customizes them. And, that's pretty much it. We clean sneakers for people.
Yeah.
Clean sneakers.
What a business model that is in 2024, right? You never thought, like, I know a lot of people out there are probably like, what? He cleans sneakers.
Exactly.
Surely he can't make a ton of money or can't make any money doing that.
Be surprised what people like.
That's it.
And I never thought in a million years that people would be like, yo, can you clean my sneakers?
Yeah.
And people come to me and ask me to clean their sneakers. And there's days where I'm like, damn, I really clean sneakers. But I do love it. I do love it.
Okay.
I do love it.
Right, so you are passionate about what you're doing.
You got to.
And our motto here, we have 3 simple steps. Find something you're passionate about, ask the questions, and then be all in, right? So kind of take us through the steps here. What's the name of your business?
BM Shoes. And what that stands for, my name is Kai Boogie, my nickname. My friends call me Kai Boogie. So the B stands for Boogie, and my wife's name is Megan.
Okay.
So the M stands for Megan.
All right.
A lot of people thought it was Baby Mama Shoes. But in reality, it's Boogie and Meg's shoes. It's try to keep it as simple as possible, and make sure that the name wasn't already used,
Right.
and people knew about it. Okay. So.
Right. And how long did it take you to kind of come up with the name, or were you just moving along through the way?
When we originally started, it was just me by myself, so I named it Shoes by Boogie.
Okay.
But Shoes by Boogie to me meant like I was customizing them and doing stuff along those lines, when in reality, that wasn't what I did.
Right.
And then when I originally started cleaning shoes, I was just cleaning them. And then I had somebody come to me and was like, yo, can you paint these? And my wife is already an artist. Like, she did art. And I was like, honey, have you ever thought about like repainting a shoe?
Okay.
And she repainted the shoes. And I was like, you know what? You deserve credit because you're my business partner.
Exactly.
So I just changed the name. I used Boogie,
Right.
her first initial.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let's put shoes on the end.
I like that.
And that's how we did it. That's how we did it.
Beautiful. Now, what is it? You kind of went over a little bit, but what is it that you do, and what do you sell? Like, what is your product?
What we do is, I'll give you a perfect example. Let's say, for instance, my boy has a pair of sneakers that he needs cleaned. I'll take those sneakers, I'll clean them up, and give them back to you. So what we sell is a cleaning service in a sense, if that makes sense. So I pretty much sell myself. I don't know how that sounds, but like, if you need your shoes cleaned, we clean your shoes. We do have a sneaker cleaning solution that will be dropping very soon. But as of right now, I sell myself in the sense of being able to transform your shoes back to dead stock, close as possible. I don't want to promise brand new, but
right. And for maybe some of our uneducated audience on that, what does dead stock mean?
Dead stock is brand new. So the shoe has never been tried on. The shoe has never been worn. It's fresh out the box. And obviously the shoe has been tried on and it's been worn, but we're talking about the presentation of it.
Right.
So how it looks.
Okay.
No dirt, clean. The bottoms don't look like they've ever been walked with on any kind of surface whatsoever. So
Okay.
dead stock is brand new.
All right.
But that's just a sneaker term.
Yeah, right. Now, why is it that you do what you do? So why do you do what you're doing?
So I like that question. I do what I do because for the longest, I felt like I did what others wanted me to do. And I say that because I worked in retail for 5 years and I hated every single day. Like, hated it. And I love cleaning shoes, and I feel like me cleaning shoes gives me the opportunity to do what I love, but it also gives me the opportunity to build the empire and be able to give back to the youth the way we want to. My biggest dream is to impact the world in some sort of way, whether that be with kids, sneakers, but build the empire and be able to show the kids that this empire can be built by anyone. You just got to have the willpower and believe in yourself. So I just want to show kids that it's not where you start, but it's where you're going. And me having that empire will make it more accessible and being able to get those kids and show them like, hey, this is what you do. If you want to be an entrepreneur, I'll take you under the wing, free of charge. Your parents don't have to pay for anything. And I'm going to show you how to get it done. I'm going to show you more than what school teaches us, more than history, math, science. And there's no shot at school. School is great for you. It teaches you structure. It teaches you all of those things. But I think in our world, entrepreneurship is helpful if you do it the right way.
Right.
Hopefully that answered your question.
Yes, it did. Thank you. Now, before we get into any more of the show here tonight, we're going to talk about what we're smoking.
Yes.
So, on your side, what do you have there?
I got the El Mago Miami,
Yes,
right? The
that's
El
it.
Mago Miami. I know the audience might not know what I'm talking about, but this is busting my mata. So in other words, like what that means is this is real smooth. It got me feeling good. So when I say busting my mata, that means like I feel it in the head. It's good. It's like calm. Like it's not too much. My first cigar I ever tried, I hit it and almost threw up.
Yeah.
So this this is real smooth and calm. Makes me feel good, and I feel confident with it. Honestly,
Absolutely.
feel confident with it.
I'm going to put up a little bit of a disclaimer right here. This is one of his first cigars back into it, right?
Yes.
He's not a veteran cigar smoker.
Nowhere
He's
close.
exactly where I was sitting probably 2 years ago when I started the show. Connecticut wrapper. You're sitting there. I got to look up the inside, so I'll put that on the screen here. But these are the things that are inside of kind of, a friendly starter cigar, but it still has a good flavor, right?
Yes.
It has great feeling to it. And you're not, going to overdo it on your first cigar, which you shouldn't do. Because that'll
Exactly.
turn you away from it for the rest of your life. You never try it again. What I'm smoking on my side now is I have the Worthy Fool by Diesel. Of course, AJ Fernandez is always involved. He is one of the greatest rollers in the industry for a reason. It is a full-body cigar. It is an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper with a Nicaraguan Habano filler and a binder as well. So all those flavors are going to come out very nice. You're going to see a little bit of leather, some earthiness, and then some sweetness because there's little touches in there that, again, AJ is one of the best in the business for a reason. Now, getting us back to where we were talking about, how did you get started and kind of what is your business model?
So let's start with the business model. I run a sneaker restoration business. When I get my money from my clients, I take that money, put it back into our business by marketing and buying supplies for the business. I also take some of that money and put it towards our sneaker drives. We do sneaker drives. We try and do sneaker drives every year.
Okay. Now, what happens at the sneaker drive?
So with the sneaker drive, my lovely wife, she makes a flyer, and on that flyer, we're looking for sneakers that people want to get rid of. Because there's probably a ton of sneakers that you got that just sit around.
Yes.
And it's like,
I was pretty sure I got some Starberry sitting in the closet.
you feel me? Yo, I had every flavor. At $15.
That's
You
it.
weren't around for that time if you don't know about the Starberries. They had every flavor, and the lines were out of the door. But we take those shoes, and being that I restore them and my wife does the repaints and things along those lines, we take those shoes and, as we said earlier, try and do our best to get them back to dead stock.
Okay.
And even if we don't, we clean them up. And we take those shoes, we pick a location.
Okay.
We market the flyers.
Right.
Market.
Yes.
And on that day, we give parents the opportunity to come out and pick from the shoes that we have free of charge. Our last one we did in Albany at my friend's location. I think it was Food Near Me or Healthy Soul. Healthy Soul. It's no longer open. He has out of town bistro now where Bombers used to be.
Okay. Down in Albany, right?
Down in Albany, where Bombers used to be. Great place. Check it out. But we did that. We had a barber there. We had people cooking, free backpacks, and sneakers. So I think just being able to do that, like, makes my heart warm.
Right.
And I feel good about doing it. And what were the other two questions? I'm sorry, I just got
that was it. So
what
was the business model in general right now? But we're going to get into a little bit more later on. But that is very inspirational, kind of what your goal is, because a lot of people, and nobody that I bring on here, but a lot of people that I talk to, a lot of business owners, they said, well, I started a business so I can make money, so I can be a millionaire, right? Your end goal is to give back to the community that brought you up and trying to give back to the youth, right?
Amen.
And trying to change this narrative that we have of what is black culture, what is the,
exactly
who comes from Albany, who comes from this area. None of that really matters. It's what's the person inside, right? How much drive do you have? How much passion do you really have? If you want to use it, use it. If you don't, you got to find something else to do.
That's true. And I don't mean to cut in, but I'm already rich mentally,
right?
And spiritually. So yes, we need money to survive in our world, but I get a paycheck every time I feel like I change a kid's life, and I don't mean in a monetary sense,
right?
But in a sense of knowing that I was able to pour into that kid, and now he might have some hope, because I'm no different than anybody that comes from a struggle. I'm no different, but I do want to show people that come from the struggle. And even if you don't come from the struggle, this is not to say that I only want to help those from the struggle, because we all struggle with something.
Right.
But I do this to show people that it's not where you start. Because I lost my mom to drugs when I was 13. My dad was never really in my life. So based off of my upbringing, you would expect me to be in jail or just be angry and not in control, but having faith in the Lord really put me where I am, and I just want to spread that, spread what I was given, because none of this is possible, and I don't push religion on anyone, but none of this is possible without the man above for me.
Right.
So that's why I'm so passionate in trying to give back to these kids, because they're our future.
Exactly. That's a beautiful message.
Thank you.
I mean, you're doing everything the right way, right? You're not cutting corners. You're not trying to rip anybody off with your prices. I've seen the prices that you have up there.
Thank you.
Very reasonable, very, I'm sure you negotiate as well with,
all the time.
If there's really somebody who wants their sneakers clean, I'm sure you're not going to say, well, go away.
I'm not going to tell you no, because I'm not, and sorry to cut it again, but I'm not going to tell you no, because I'm not in it to, obviously money's nice, but I'm not in it for that. So if I know you really need your shoes clean, sometimes kids will come to me and I'm like, yo, I know it's hard, bro. I'm not about to make Mom Dukes come out of pocket. Give me your kicks and I'll get you right, free of charge.
Right.
Because my goal is, again, to help these kids.
Right.
So, yeah, man.
That's
yes, sir.
I think we're at 10 minutes, so I'm already starting tearing up. I hate this.
Can I use this?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, that's what it's for.
My fault.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Like he said, I'm a rookie to this.
Yeah.
Y'all see how I'm holding. I don't even know what to do, but we gonna, they say, fake it till you make it.
That's it. I think that's a good segue into what's our cigar tip of the night. I mean, first part is, how do you hold a cigar? Now, there's a lot of different ways. A lot of people will argue how you hold it. My key is always either between your index finger and your middle finger, One thing you don't want to ever do is you don't want to hold it like a cigarette, right? You don't want to and try to like ash it, tap it, none of that.
I was just doing
So
that.
what you, well, exactly. See, we didn't teach you. That's a fault on ours here at the castle.
All good.
So what we need to do is, again, when you're going to smoke a cigar, put it in between your index and your ring finger, put it there. When it gets to a low point, so when you smoke it to right about there near the end, then you can hold it like this and kind of hold it off. They do have cigar holders if you're a little more, upscale, let's call it. And then what you're going to do when you want to ash a cigar is you never want to tap it against the glass, right? What you're going to do is you're just going to take it right up against the glass here, and you're just going to roll it, and roll it, the ash right off. And that gets you right where you need to be. Then you can continue smoking your cigar, enjoy your conversation. But that's enough for me, so let's get into the next question here. Let's talk about what were some of the challenges you ran into when you first started this business?
Oh, some of the challenges. I like that question. At the beginning, I could have gave up. I had no customers whatsoever. And for me, the hardest thing was like getting people to believe in something I believed in.
Okay.
So I would say building the clients and really showing people that you can trust me with your sneakers. You'll be able to give me your sneakers, not have to worry about them not being returned, and also they'll be clean. So I would probably say building the business and having faith over fear. So it's easy to give up.
Right.
That might be one of the easiest things in the world, to give up when things aren't going the way they're supposed to. But faith over fear has taught me to never fear anything and walk into everything with faith. And I feel like if I didn't have that, I would have stopped the business years ago, a long time ago, because there was a lot of dark nights. There was a lot of nights that I didn't know how I was going to pay for bills. I didn't know what I was going to do. And my wife wasn't working. Right. I wasn't working. And I would pray. I would really pray through like you said, through every challenge I prayed. And that praying got me here. I truly believe it. Because you're sitting on the other side, interested to know what I do. And never in a million years did I ever picture someone wanting to sit me down and be like, hey, like, we're interested in what it is that you do. Could you explain a little more about it? And when you start a business, you got to be willing to put in 5 years and not see a return. 5 years and not see a return. I would say to anyone facing any sort of challenge, bet on yourself and double down. Because if you don't bet on yourself, who will? Be solution-based. Because there's a solution to every problem.
Right.
You just got to be willing to find it. So I would say building the brand to what it is. And we're not even anywhere yet. This is just a small percentage of what's to come. But, yeah, building that brand and knowing that you're doing the right thing probably was the biggest challenge for me.
Right. And that's why, I love to find people who are still in their infant stages like I am
Still
in my
in it.
business.
Still in it.
It's absolutely beautiful because you always learn something new when you talk to somebody, right? You never know what you're going to learn from every individual person that you meet, but you will learn something. Whether you take it, positively or negatively, later on you'll look back and say, I might use that piece, that tiny little piece there. As Rick calls it, it's a toolbox, right?
Yes.
And every person you talk to is going to help you fill up that toolbox. So what are some of the things that you've maybe learned over the last couple of years from other people? Like, what's something that's really stuck to you over the last 2 years while working in this business?
I have a really great friend. He owns a location called the Fortitude Strength, Alex Linder, right in Delmar. And what I've learned in this game is being consistent is the key to everything. Everything. You got to show up when you don't want to show up.
Yes.
And that's what really differentiates those who succeed.
Right.
Because it's not like their blueprint isn't anything spectacular. It's showing up. Showing up every day until someone notices you. And it may not be in the first year.
Right.
It may not be in the 5th year.
Right.
But it could be in that 10th year if you decide to still show up.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people, do something you love. Because if you do something you love,
Right.
you'll never look at it. And don't get me wrong, you have your days, but you'll never look at it and be like, why am I doing this?
Right.
You'll always want to be there.
Right.
And that's why I say it's best to do what you love and love what you do. So I would say being consistent, no matter how you feel. Do the things you don't want to do so you can get to places you've never been. And I think I live by that. Like,
Yes.
there's a lot of nights where I don't want to stay up and not get sleep. But I know that me staying up and doing this will pay off in the long run. And I can't put a timeline on it. It could be tomorrow.
Right.
It could be never. It could never happen.
Right.
But I believe in myself that much, and I have faith to where I'm gonna make this shit happen.
Yes.
And part of my language, but I'm a big person of manifestation. And shout out to my man Linder for that too. You become what you think, and you become what you speak. And no matter what I go through, every day I wake up, I thank the man for waking me up first and foremost, because that's a blessing. There's a lot of people who didn't wake up today. So I've learned to find the blessings in the small things.
Right.
A lot of people look for the blessings in the big things, like money and things along those lines.
Right.
If I wake up, that's a blessing in itself.
Yes.
Imagine waking up and not being able to hear. You would probably go crazy. But a lot of people don't look at that, because it's like, why would I think of something like that? But once you start to be thankful for the little blessings, the bigger blessings come.
That's it.
But I would say being consistent. Being consistent and believing in something that you can't see. Having so much belief in something that's not physically there at the moment,
Yes.
but knowing that if I keep doing what I'm doing, this thing that I was dreaming of,
Yes.
I'll be able to create it and put the physical version in front of me. Internally speaking highly of yourself. Because if you don't got you, who do you really have? So speak highly of yourself, of your situation, no matter what you're going through, and show up every day.
Right.
And I think those two things, and I'm not telling you what to do, because this works for me.
Right.
There's different things work for different folks. But for me, being consistent, really manifesting what I want through words and my thoughts, things that I took from my boy Linder.
And now you guys used to have a podcast together.
We did,
I know
always.
I'm going off script with this.
Yep.
What's going on with the podcast? Are
So-
we bringing this back?
We actually talked about it.
Okay.
We actually talked about it. It
And
was,
just for people who don't know, what was the name of the podcast?
so we started out with Always Late.
Right.
And that was because we were always late, whether it be to, you know what I mean? And that's not a good trait to have. Do not show up late. Show up on time. And I've learned that as I've progressed and grown into the young man that I am. But it was always late. And that wasn't it. So we switched it to Grandma's Boys, because our grandmothers raised us. They were a big reason to our success and like all the things they taught us. But we are planning on starting another podcast.
Okay.
The reason it fell off was because we're both hard-headed. So we clashed a lot. We clashed a lot. And that's still my man. I love him till this day. Like, love him like no tomorrow. We clashed a lot. I don't really think we had the same purpose for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were both trying to navigate our businesses
Right.
while also trying to do the podcast. And I think we bit off a little more than we could chew. And it's funny that you brought that up. I'm actually happy you brought that up, because we do plan on starting it back up, because we did get a good amount of feedback.
Yes.
And people loved how raw it was. And
Yes.
and we really showed people in our world today, with society and like social media,
Yes.
people only show the good. People only show the good.
Right.
And I feel like if you show the bad, you can relate to more people,
Yes.
because we all go through similar things.
Right.
We all go through similar things, and it makes you more human. For me personally, I feel like it makes you more human if you're able to sit in front of a person and just the same way you brag about your success, you brag about the adversity, because the adversity creates that success.
Yes.
And a lot of us don't show what we go through. And I think if we did show what we went through, it would open more people up to trying things and not believing that everything is fairy tale and
Right.
you're going to blow up overnight.
Yes. And that is one of the biggest problems with social media, and that's why I'm kind of
Sad.
sick of it, right?
It's sad.
Is all you see are people's success stories.
It's not how it goes.
I don't want to see another one. I'm tired of seeing success stories.
Not
Like,
how it
I'm
goes.
proud of you. I'm happy for you, right? Great job succeeding. But tell me about the worst times in your life. Tell me about when the rent was late, you didn't have any money in the bank account, you maxed out the credit cards, you didn't have $1 to go put some gas in your tank to go to your job, to go get paid, to go do that. Tell me about that day. Because I've had that day. I know that day very well. And when you break out of that, I want to know how you did it. Give me those kind of feelings. Like,
and I still have those days.
Yes.
I still deal with them.
Absolutely.
Like,
you can't not when you're in your
not.
infant stages. And we always call it the infant stages. Rick says you got to crawl before you walk before you crawl, walk before you jog before you sprint before you rocket, right? So everybody's in their crawling stage when your first 5 years of business.
very true.
Just the way it is. You could blow up in your first 5 years of business. Congratulations, you're still crawling, because if you could blow up in the first 5, imagine what you could do with 30 more.
Say that again.
If you could blow up in the first 5, imagine what you could do with 30 more.
Woo! He ain't said nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth.
There's so many opportunities out there for great businesses, and another reason that we did this podcast is because we're trying to give information to people who really need it, number one.
And
number two,
appreciate you.
Absolutely. And
Appreciate
you are a great component to this, because you are that raw,
Straight.
right? That
Raw as you gonna get it.
that's
Raw as you gonna get it.
you are that personable, like, everybody can relate to your story, right? They can see it, they know what it is. And then you also come across as, very intelligent. That people try to, like, downplay it, or if people don't know you now versus how you used to be, right? They'd be like, oh yeah, it's Cayenne, whatever. But if you know him now, it's like, hold on, back up. He's got some sense to him.
I had to do some growing.
He's got a lot.
I had to do some growing.
And
I
you've done a
appreciate
great
that.
job.
I appreciate you for real.
Yes.
That makes my heart warm. And that goes back to being consistent.
Right.
Because I could have gave up, but now I got my boy CB here really pouring into me, giving me a beautiful opportunity just to show the world what it is that I do, what it is that my wife and I do. Let me not take all the credit. I don't even want the credit, because if it wasn't for her pouring into me when my cup was empty, there would be no BM shoes. So I'm thankful for those that are like that. My wife, you, because like we said, this is as raw as it gets. And for those who only show success, they probably wouldn't have me on their podcast, because to the world, I'm not successful as of right now, but spiritually and mentally, I'm almost at the ceiling.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So again,
when you get to that ceiling, you know what you do. You break through that, and all you see is the sky.
And keep on going.
And you just keep going.
Nothing can stop us but us.
That's it.
So I really appreciate you, man, and I'm thankful for you even having me in this seat.
Absolutely.
Being able to spread my knowledge and knowledge. I say that I ain't the most knowledgeable, so take that with a grain of salt.
You're
but
spreading that experience, right?
That experience,
that's
and that's
really
the best
wisdom.
knowledge. That's the best knowledge you can have. Experience.
Yes.
Because you'll never know until you know.
That's it.
So
now let's go on to a couple more things here. So, what does your 3-year plan currently look like?
woo! I love it. So our 3-year plan, and I'll keep it simple. There's a lot that we want to do. There's a lot that we will do. Be conscious of your words. There's a lot that we will do. Within the next 3 years, BM Shoes will have, and I say this, speak with confidence, stay humble, but manifest those things. BM Shoes will have a sneaker restoration location within the next 3 years. And our goal with that location is to hire the youth, hire younger kids. We don't really want any adults there. And that's no shot at the adults, but we don't want adults there because our goal is to really impact the youth. And when I say impact the youth, My wife and I will oversee the business,
Right.
but we want kids in these positions because, like you said, experience is the best knowledge.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with school, but school's not going to teach you adversity. School's not going to teach you how to run a business.
Exactly.
School's not going to teach you financial literacy and the things to do when you're really in the fire. And I feel like starting a business with my wife and being able to have those young kids in there will give them at least 10 to 20 years of experience that they wouldn't have gotten by going, oh, let me go to school, let me get a degree, and that's no, I got a college degree. Let's not get that twisted, y'all. College degree. 4 years, went to Southern New Hampshire University. I received a lacrosse scholarship through the grace of the Lord. None of this would be possible without him. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't do it all over again. But I do wish there was someone like me when I was growing up, which is why I do want to start that business and put those kids in position so they have no choice but to succeed.
Right.
So our 3-year plan is to start or open a sneaker restoration location and pretty much let the youth run it and get them that experience that they need. Because you ever look on, and I did this after college. I got a degree. I'm like, yo, I'm the man. I could get in any job.
Yep.
They told me with this piece of paper, I could fly if I want.
Yep.
But then you go on
Indeed, Monster,
Indeed,
LinkedIn, whatever it is, right?
and it says I'm fresh out of college. It says experience needed. How?
Right.
Where do I even begin to, or where do I even start with knowing where to get this experience from?
Exactly.
Like if you're telling me I need experience and I don't have it, how do I get it?
Right.
I need experience to get in here. So where do I even start? So it's like,
Yes.
I won't say the school system is bad by any means. It's taught me a lot.
Yes.
It's taught me a lot. But for me personally, I think that entrepreneurship can teach you a lot about life and how our world works. Right. And that's how our world works. Business. Our world runs on business.
Yes, it does.
Without business, our world wouldn't be who we are. So
exactly. And I'd love to kind of get more to a free market economy, right? And to a lot of people that might go over your head, but a free market economy, basically what that means is that there are multiple people selling you the same exact product, but they do it a little different each way, right? And then they compete with each other and they keep prices at a fair market value. Okay? What's happening now that I see a lot in this country, and I'm not happy about it, and I really want to be the change in that, is I want more small businesses, because there's a lot of corporations that are just coming into major cities or even minor cities, kicking out all the small businesses with lower prices.
Yep.
And then they just jack the prices up as soon as they have no competition.
Because the demand.
That's it.
The demand, and it's crazy how that works. Like you said, they come in, they're already locked in, so they're buying everything at a surplus, like in bulk.
Yes.
So they're getting things for pennies, and a small business can't match that.
No, you don't have a chance.
You nowhere close to matching it.
Right.
And then it's like my competition is light years ahead of me.
Right.
So I have no choice but to give up. And now when I give up, the demand for this is at an all-time high, because now there's no variations. Like I can't, if this price is too high, I can't go here.
Right.
And now that their demand is so high,
right,
and the quantity is very minuscule, very, like you said, I could do whatever I want with the price.
Exactly.
Because you need me at that point.
Right.
So I back it. I back everything you say. Yep. More small businesses. I agree.
That's exactly what we need. And a lot of people, again, they're afraid, they're horrified to open a small business because they've heard the horror stories, right? They've heard the worst possible ending to a lot of stories. But what you didn't hear in those stories is most of the time, and I'm not going to say, people didn't try and they didn't give it their all, but most of the time they gave up right before they were going to succeed. It could have been the next day.
Next day.
Something
how it happens.
Sold. They would have been able to cover the rent. They would have been able to cover the mortgage. They would have been able to cover all their expenses for the month. But they just didn't. They were like, I'm going to play it safe.
I'm going to play it safe. And
nothing against you. Again, if you have a family, you have kids, you need to support. You got to do what you got to do.
I back it. By all means, do what works best for you.
But we do need to have those people that have that gear a little loose in their head that says, I don't care what's going on around me. I'm just going to do it.
I agree.
Because if I don't do it, who's going to do it?
Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? And I'll give you a perfect example. I managed Sherwin-Williams for 5 years. Like, managed it. Like, my last year there, we sales-wise did the most the store has ever done. And I think our store was there for like 15 years. And this is a kid coming out of college, not knowing what he wants to do.
Right.
But I was in a pretty good position.
Right.
The company matched me 6% on my 401k. You don't really see that. What is it? Usually like 4, 3.
Yeah.
If you
3. Sometimes I know some companies that don't even have a 401k.
That don't even have a 401k. And I was in a great position. And for anyone getting into entrepreneurship, this is speaking from experience. Be smart about it. Would I do it all over again? Absolutely. Because jumping into it taught me the most that I would have ever learned about myself. That things are possible.
Right.
But I say that to say that if you're in a good position and you're still able to manage your business,
Right.
do both.
Yes.
Because more than one stream of income is always a blessing.
Yes.
If you have a business in mind and you're scared of it, scared to try it, the only way you're really going to do it is if you really fully immerse yourself in it. And I quit my full-time job, making good money. Quit because I wasn't happy. I get this life one time. I'm not going to do something that I wake up every morning and hate doing.
Right.
I quit. And I jumped straight into business. And this anybody watching, pardon my language, but that was the hardest shit in the world. But I wouldn't change it because it taught me patience. It taught me to believe in things that you can't see. Believe in things that you can't see. And again, this is why I say this. Bet on yourself and double down. Because I'm still standing here. My wife and I did a business for a full year. Yep. No sort of income but the business. So when my Sherwin money ran out, boy, you don't know how many times I was ready to jump back into getting a job and just giving up. Yep. But I told myself, like you said, if I don't do it, who will?
Who's going to do it?
So I might as well try it.
Right.
And that was the best thing I did for myself because I learned everything I needed to learn, and it showed me that it's possible. Because I still got a place to stay. I can pay my bills.
Yep.
And we're still here.
Yes.
And we're slowly growing. And it's a slow game.
Yes.
It's a slow game. So jump into it. Whatever it is you want to do, do it full-fledged. Always be solution-based. And believe in something you can't see. Because if you believe long enough, the thing that you can't see but you dream of, it'll eventually turn into reality.
That's it.
So
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
One way or another.
Jump off the porch, as they would say, where I'm from. And I jumped off with no legs. So crawl before you walk.
That's it. And now, as far as 3 years in the future, again, you're looking to open up shop, right?
Yep.
You want a physical location?
Yes.
Have you thought about the actual building that you would need? So I know of a couple buildings right now that I can just think off the top of my head. I'd be like, you go there, you go there, you go there. But like, what community would you like to be closest to?
So that's hell of a question. I actually love that. I eventually want to branch out into doing like work shoes.
Okay.
Because there's people who got shoes that there's some memory that's attached to them and they don't want to get rid of it. Right. So when I'm able to navigate the dress shoe world, I would say I would like to move into a area where there's a lot of traffic. But as of right now, being that I mainly deal with Jordans, Nikes, and stuff like that, I would say I want to get into a community as similar as possible to me, because the community I'm from, you gotta have fresh shoes.
Yes.
You love your sneakers. Sometimes, and I hate to, I hate to say it, sometimes where I'm from, people prioritize shoes over rent. So it's like, I do have to be in an area in which Jordans, tennis sneakers are dominant. So I would say an area like that, like where people love sneakers.
Right.
People love being fresh and fly.
Yes.
I don't think as of right now I would succeed in a business market as far as like dress shoes and stuff along those lines, because I don't deal with them at the moment.
Right.
But as of right now, I would say I need to be in an area where they're a little more hip.
Right.
They know when the J's is coming out, and when I say J's, it's Jordans. People that really like sneakers, into fashion in a sense.
Yes.
And not business attire fashion.
Exactly. And I love what you said there, because you're also looking to branch out, right?
Yes.
Like, you're looking to go, okay, well, I do sneakers right now, but I could also do, any kind of. I could do tennis shoes. I could do work boots, which is a really great story there. If you haven't heard of Origin, I'm really trying to pronounce my O's. I'm sorry, my Southern is coming out of me. If you've never heard of Origin, it's a company ran by Jocko Willink, who is ex-military, intelligent man, great speaker. His whole company is based around bringing jobs back to America and making American-made products, and giving the shoe workers, who a lot of people don't know this, most of our shoes come from overseas.
Oh yeah,
we don't have a lot of work boots that are made in
manufactured
America.
here,
right? Because that's actually a lost skill. Using the equipment is a lost skill in America, which isn't that what America was founded on? Was building everything by ourselves, right?
You would think.
Leaving the English colonies and coming over here and making what we have here. Somehow we've gone into this new world where now everything is imported to us. What his plan is he wants to bring everything back here. And what a company like yours could absolutely partner with him on is something along the lines of, hey, we'll help clean those work boots after 2 years, 3 years, so you don't have to throw them out.
You don't,
right? You don't have to go
out.
buy another pair every 5 years, because they're expensive.
And that's why I do what I do low key, because it's not easy to come by money.
Right.
And there's, as a young kid where I grew up at, our biggest focus was going to school looking clean. And if I can do that and prevent moms from spending their last to make their kids happy, why not do it?
Exactly.
Why not be the person that I've always needed? And that's literally what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. Be who I needed when I was young.
Exactly. That's beautiful. Just be that person that you thought was missing, right?
Yeah.
You found the missing key in your past, and you're like, well, why wasn't somebody doing that?
Exactly.
There's my business.
Exactly.
And a lot of people, they say, well, I don't know what I would do if I ran a business. It's like, what are you passionate about? And if you don't know that, okay, well, growing up, what did you want to have around you that you didn't have? Go build that. Go make that.
Exactly.
I have a buddy of mine who, what does he do? I'm going to mess this up. I apologize. He makes these little figurines for this like board game that he plays, but there's millions of people across the world that play it. So he crafts them out of clay, puts them in a kiln, paints them himself, and then sells them. And he's making a killing off of it. And it's a business that you would never learn in school.
Who would have thought?
Exactly.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
It's absolutely insane. And again, find what you're passionate about. You might not be passionate about shoes. You might not be passionate about cigars. You might not be passionate about voice acting. You might not be passionate about videography. If you're not passionate about jewelry, all the things that we do in this area, right? Go make it. Go make what you're passionate about. I know some people that are passionate about disc golf. They made a disc golf store down in Troy. Killing it.
Who would have thought?
Doing great. No one. No one. I'll be the first to say it. No one.
Sorry to cut in. When I managed Sherwin-Williams, I don't remember the guy, but I met a guy who picks up dog crap for a living. Like literally picks up dog crap for a living. And when you look at that, you're like, there's no way. This guy was booked out for the entire year, has workers, and then the dog poop, he takes that and sends it out to turn it into fertilizer. So it's like, bro, if my boy Scotty down the road pick up shit for a living, you could figure something out. You could figure something out.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's having faith.
Yes. Yes. I know there's a lot of people out there that are passionate about dogs, right? Open up a pet care, open up a groomer, open up a walking, right? I know a lot of younger people are starting to get more into videography, right?
Yep.
That's a business that I have right now. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money to get great equipment. You don't have to start with the best equipment.
You don't.
You don't have to start with the best of everything. When you started, did you start with name brand like products to clean shoes or name brand anything to make things happen? Or did you say, oh, wait, I could just go get the same stuff over here?
It's funny you say that.
Okay.
It's funny. I'm going to throw a little twist on yours.
Okay.
When I first started,
Yeah.
I felt like I needed everything.
Right.
And I was working.
Okay.
I had a good saving. So when I
Right.
quit,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I bought top tier everything.
Right.
Like top tier everything, just because it's like you when you jump into business, I gotta have the best. I gotta have the best.
Right.
As time went on,
Mm-hmm.
I learned that less is more.
Yes.
And if you're able to work with what you have, that makes you more valuable.
Yes.
Because, give you a perfect example. Let's say we both clean sneakers.
Okay.
I'm the guy with all the products in the world. All you need is a brush and some solution.
Right.
Let's say we're just in the area together,
Mm-hmm.
and the right place at the right time. A guy's like, yo, I'm looking to invest $2 million.
Right.
This is hypothetically speaking, obviously.
Right.
But I'm looking to invest $2 million into someone who's really good at cleaning sneakers. And we're at this location.
Yes.
He's like, I got this for you.
Right.
I'm SOL. I'm shit out of luck. Because you've built your brand on less is more. Using what you have.
Right.
I've built my brand on needing all of the high-tech stuff.
Right.
Needing all of these things to make me succeed. So that goes to say, when I first jumped in, I thought you need all of these things. But as time went on, I learned, really learn your craft.
Yes.
And when you learn your craft, you can work with whatever. Because we all start somewhere.
Right.
We all started at the bottom.
Yes.
We all started at the bottom. And again, that goes to show that willpower is key, because I was willing to take less, but build more,
Yes.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
So
You lowered your expenses and raised the income of the business.
exactly.
At the end of the day, you made a more profitable business.
Yes.
And you didn't lower quality.
No, absolutely not.
That's the one thing you can never give up on,
Absolutely
right?
not.
You have to keep the quality of your product has to be the best that you can possibly produce and never go below that standard. Because once you set the new standard, you have to stay there.
You got to stay there.
And once you set the next and the next and the next, but you want to eventually grow to that next level. And I'm interested to hear some of the other ideas that you may have to kind of branching up to that next level. So you said, going into more like work shoes, business shoes, dress shoes, things like that. Have you thought of, I've seen some of the art that you made on shoes, like actually drawing.
Yes,
some of the
yes.
art
My
there.
wife.
Yes,
Give a shout out to my wife.
She is absolutely amazing.
I don't
You
know
were
how
doing
she
a great
does
job.
it.
I know she's over there.
She's over there. She doesn't really like the camera, but she's here. She's here.
Have you thought about maybe in a couple of years having your own brand of shoe?
It's funny you say that. I love that you asked me that question. So we plan on bringing something to the 518 that I don't think I've seen here.
Okay.
And when I say that, you know how there's like paint and sips?
Yeah.
You do like a paint and sip.
Right.
We wanted to, and this is later on down the road, after we take care of the youth first, because that's our biggest goal. Take care of the youth,
Right.
and then we can focus on
Right.
expanding Boogie and Meg.
Right.
In the sense of like our own personal wants. But we want to bring to the 518 a customize and sip.
Okay.
So what that is we offer, I want to make it maybe like a weekend long thing. So like a 3-day thing.
All right.
But we want to give not even couples, just humans in general, the opportunity to come to a location in which you pay a fee, and you can either customize a shoe that's already made, so like a pair of Air Force Ones,
Okay.
a shoe that's already made, or we can give you the foundation of a shoe.
Okay.
And there's shoes that are already made,
Right.
but we give you the foundation, and teach you the steps of making your own shoe. So it would still be like a Nike shoe,
Yes.
but with your twist on it.
Right.
So let's say, for instance, Nike signs, the Nike sign is going this way. If you want to reverse that and flip the Nike sign around, or put different materials, we want to bring to the 518 a experience that I don't think is here.
No.
So like a sip and customize, a sip and create, and really give people the opportunity to
Sipping kicks.
sip and kicks. That's yeah, I might take that. But yeah,
Oh,
sip and
yes.
kicks,
Yeah.
sip and kicks. People the opportunity to do it by themselves with someone they love, and be able to tap into that creative nature
Right.
that they possess. And I think something along the lines of sip and kicks would be something that would change our area,
Yeah.
because
I've never heard of anybody saying, "Oh yeah, come here for a weekend, customize your own shoes,
exactly
have a great time, and then leave, and then go enjoy. Go wear them out."
go wear them out.
That's your
And
own
then you know
free
what that
marketing.
branches into? That branches into us working with hotels.
Yes.
Because if we get people out of state, now it's like, this is how many people we're getting out of state.
Right.
If we can work with you, we'll bring in a surplus of people.
Right.
We're just looking for you to cut their cost a little,
Right.
so that it's reasonable and makes sense for them to come up here.
Right.
So now
Now you're selling travel packages.
we're selling travel packages, because the hotel wouldn't have seen this amount of people.
Right.
But now that we have this here, we can branch out into partnering with the hotels, partnering with the restaurants,
Yes.
because these people are going to want to sightsee. So
Right.
when they're up here, there might be a restaurant that we partner with.
Right.
Now, if you go there after being up here, or while being up here, you go there, you get a discount because you're here through BM Shoes.
Right.
And BM Shoes is partnered with this hotel, partnered with this restaurant.
Right.
And to be honest with you, we think highly of ourselves. So I'm even thinking trying to partner with like an Uber service to
Yeah.
where
Okay.
they get you to and from,
Yes.
because it's paint and sip.
Yes.
So we want it,
Concierge surgeon-
we
service
want
to
it,
partner up with.
or not paint and sip, but sip and kicks. So we want them to not only love their experience, but be safe as well. So it's like, if we could get you an Uber,
Yes.
get you somewhere to eat, and get you a hotel, we got the whole package.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
That is. See, there we go. Brainstorming. That's all you
That's
need.
a-
Listen, you get enough entrepreneurs in one room, you're going to come up with a
you
million
start to
dollar
come up
idea.
with
That's it.
ideas. And I came up with that idea right here. Like, I always wanted to do
Right.
the sipping kicks.
Right.
But after just sitting here with another entrepreneur, you that question really got
Yeah.
the motors churning. So
Yeah.
now it's like, why not partner with these other companies to where I know these things are going to be needed when they
Right.
get here, somewhere to stay.
Right.
Being
And
that
that-
it's 3 days.
And that helps everybody's brand, right? That
Now we
helps
all
you,
eat.
That helps the hotel.
We
helps
all
the
eat.
Travel service, all the above.
And it's like, why not? Why not let everybody eat?
Exactly.
Because if we all eat, then there's no one to despise anyone,
Right.
because we're all eating.
That's it.
So
Yeah. And again, that's another beauty of doing this podcast is I meet so many amazing people that, again, you inspire me to keep doing what I'm doing. You inspire
appreciate
so
you.
many people. I know you have a lot of followers on the Instagram. What is the name of the Instagram? Is it just bm.shoes?
So our Instagram is B.
I'll start real quick.
Yeah, you good. I'm probably gonna need it again because I've been trying to. Y'all see me over here struggling, but they say repetition is the key to success. So the more reps I put in with this, I see it on me all that. I still don't know how to ash it, but our Instagram is B as in boy, M as in Megan _ shoes with an S, SHOES, and I know you guys know how to spell, but I have to spell it for you. __. So I'm gonna repeat that again. B as in boy, M as in Mary _ shoes, and then 2 underscores right after shoes.
Perfect.
And you can find us. Our logo is a pair of Jordan 12s. For those of you who don't know, you can look up Jordan 12s on Google, and there's a hand that looks like mine, and then there's a hand that looks like my wife's.
Okay.
My wife.
Yeah.
My wife is
almost
my
watched
wife
a
is
murder
white,
I almost watched a murder here.
right?
Wives.
My
Oh,
wife
no,
is white.
wow.
So there's a black hand,
Right.
and then there's a white hand, and her hand is holding the paintbrush, and my hand is holding the cleaning brush. So we're kind of intertwining two different cultures, and trying to change the world one day at a time.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
that's where you can find us. That's our logo.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of going maybe like official BM shoes or like the BM shoes, just so you could have without the underscores? Have you thought about trying to change that out?
So I'm actually happy that you asked that, because I haven't. I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't. And I think that doing that will separate us from, because I'm pretty sure there's a few other BM shoes, which is why I had to do the underscores.
Right.
Because I don't know if you can use a space in your username on Instagram.
Right.
So I'm happy you asked me that. I think we're going to make that change.
Okay.
So that there's not BM shoes, because people are gonna look and there's a million of them.
Exactly.
And if you don't know what Jordan 12s are, then you don't know who BM shoes is. You know what I mean? So that's a good question, and I think we're gonna make that change, because it'll be easier for people to find it.
Right.
So
Okay. And when you do change it, just let me know, because I'll put it down here in the description below what the actual official title is.
yes.
So you'll see it here.
Yes.
We have a couple more questions
Yes,
here.
man.
So let's talk about this yeah sauce
Oh,
that you have cooking up here. Number one, how'd you come up with the name?
I came up with the name because one, I think every time it was like a nervous mechanism for me. So every time somebody asked me like, "Yo, can you bounce these back?" I'd be like, "Yeah." Like it's just like a nervous thing for me. Yeah. Or like when I get nervous, like if I'm answering something and I want to get to the point, yeah. I'll double the word. So I'm like, if a person asks me, can I clean their shoes?
Yeah.
How do I reply to that? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, yo, it's that yeah. That yeah that'll get you. You feel me? Like, and I kept saying it to myself, and it kind of stuck. Cause it's like, yo, you get your shoes cleaned by BM shoes? Yeah. Did they bounce back? Yeah. So I felt like that was most like suitable for us, or for the solution name. That yeah. Because when you put it on, yeah. And you could reply yeah to everything. You know what I mean? So there was thought into it, but not really much thought.
Right.
And I think that just going with the flow kind of turned it into what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How did you come up with the idea to make this product yourself? So like, were you tired of just like buying multiple over the counter brands, and you were just like, you know what, I'm just gonna make my own thing?
Yes. So I started out buying this product by Sneaker Bar, and I love them. Great products. Make sure y'all go check them out. Sneaker Bar. But it got to a certain point to where it started to mess with my pricing, because the products were great products. If it's a great product, spend that money.
Right.
The products were expensive, so it kind of started to mess with my consumers.
Right.
Because it's like, if I'm paying this much for this, I got to make my money back. Right. So now I'm trying to make my money back on top of trying to profit off of me cleaning.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Let me try this. So I went the white label way. You know what white label is?
No.
It is white. Yeah, white label. So what I did was, I think I got on Alibaba
Okay. Yes.
one of those websites, and I bought a bunch of samples.
Okay.
I'm like, let me just get my own sneaker cleaner.
Right.
I can cut cost. I can probably kill a competition by cutting cost. There's no miracle solutions.
Right.
Because if there was, there would be one person that knows the miracle,
Exactly.
and there would be no competition.
Right.
I'm like, there has to be something I can do because there's a million other solutions out here.
Right.
If there was only one thing that worked, there would be one person at the top. And that's not how it goes.
Right.
That's not how it goes. So I ordered a bunch of stuff. None of that stuff worked out. None of it. I ordered a bunch of stuff. None of it worked out. And then I just start doing research.
Okay.
I tried to research Rejuvenator to figure out what it was that they used.
Right.
They don't tell you what they use. I started researching a bunch of different sneaker cleaners. Nothing. I'm like, dude, there's got to be something that I can use to clean these sneakers.
Right.
Like the same way there's leather on a sneaker, there's leather in a car. The same way there's canvas on something, there's canvas on sneakers. So what the hell are they using?
Right.
So I started to do a lot of research. Came out with a sneaker cleaner, and I was so afraid, so I just used it myself.
Right.
But I knew how to use it.
Okay.
But I didn't feel like it was like user friendly.
Right.
So I'm like, let me not put this out here because the average Joe might not be able to use it.
Right.
And the issue I was running into was if you oversaturate the a part of the shoe, the oversaturation, if it's not rinsed out thoroughly, like with water,
Right.
once it dries, it leaves a yellow hue. And me knowing what I know, I knew that. But I didn't want to put it out to
Right.
the masses, and they think they clean their shoe, got all the water out. And now I got reviews like, yo, after you clean your shoes with it, the mesh turns yellow.
Right.
So I didn't drop it.
Okay.
It was in my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing this shit. Not doing this. And then one day I was like, let me give this one more shot.
Okay.
Let me just try it.
Right.
Removed a few things from my first solution.
Right.
Tried it a few times. And I said to my wife, I'm like, yo, this might be it. But I was still unsure.
Okay.
And I just kept using it, kept using it, kept using it, kept using it.
Right.
And I hadn't used any other product since I started using mine.
Right.
And my results were still the same. So I'm like, I think it's about time that I drop this.
Right.
I think it's about time. Dropped the first year, did pretty well. But I was using foam, like a foam solution, as opposed to, like, you know how they got the foam bottles?
Yeah.
Foam bottles to where it foams out.
Right.
I was using foam, and I'm like, this isn't soapy enough. So I revamped it again. And instead of using foam bottles, I just did the, and this hasn't released yet.
Okay.
Hasn't released yet.
All right.
I'm waiting on, I just bought in bulk brushes for, because it's a kit now.
Okay.
But now what we'll be offering is a 6-ounce bottle of just the solution, like no water added.
Right.
So in return, that gives people a better bang for their buck.
Right. Right.
Because if I add the water, I can add as much water as I want.
Right.
With a little bit, and then you eventually run out of that. If you got this 6-ounce, all you gotta do is fill some water up,
Right.
give it a little squirt. Now you can use that solution for who knows how many days. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then take a little more, put it in some water. But I started using my own, and I realized that I was saving way more money. And on top of that, as I said earlier, I'll be able to cut the cost of my competitors.
Right.
Because they want $50 and $60. I'm giving you 6 ounces of straight solution. And now all you got to do is take that solution, put it to a little bit of water, and you'll sell forever.
Right.
As opposed to me getting a bottle from them.
Right.
And once that bottle's done, it's done. It's done. And once I squirt all of the solution out, it's done.
Right.
With this, all you got to do is use a little bit. Add it to water, and you can keep it.
Right.
So now I'm cutting the cost
Okay.
of my competitors, and I'm making it more feasible for people to go out and purchase it. Because we'll only be pricing solution kit at, I want to say, and don't quote me.
Don't have to give out any prices.
Okay,
yet.
we ain't giving no prices. Y'all
Right,
get it
right,
when you get it. My man, thank you for
I got you.
thank you for that. But yeah, Doing that really helped our business thrive too, because now it's like that's more money I can save,
Exactly.
and recycle it back into the bit, or just cycle it back into the business.
Right.
So
And now your business model gets even smaller and smaller and smaller until it's as compact as it can be, and it still makes money.
still makes money.
You're still helping the consumer. They're still getting the great product that you originally made.
Mm-hmm.
You're making more money on your side, so you can reinvest it into yourself,
Yep.
reinvest it into the business, and you can still pay the bills.
Still pay the bills. Yep.
It's
Yes.
a win-win all around, and you've knocked it out of the park with this. So
I appreciate that.
congratulations, number one, because a lot of people, again, when they start a business, they never get to that finish line, or they never really make it to the quarter mile mark.
Exactly.
You're getting there. You're getting to that point. Now you're seeing a little bit of profitable business.
Mm-hmm.
Next step, what is your next step? What do you see as very next step for you?
Very next step for me. Oh, that's a good question that I haven't. When you say very next step, like in business or just life in general?
We can do both. So let's start with, what's your very next step in life?
My very next step in life is really doing everything I say I want to do. So like before this podcast, the wife and I, we went to the gym. We want to get healthier.
Okay.
We want to really live below our means,
Okay.
so we can be who we want to be. And really just doing everything I say. So that's the next, being a better me.
Yes.
And I think the foundation work will give me the ability, or us the ability, to really go out and do whatever it is that we want to do.
Right.
So just foundation work, getting healthy,
Yes.
a more clear mind. I would say that's for life. Just doing everything that we speak.
Right.
Like, there'll be times where it's like, oh, I want to get healthy.
Yeah.
You do it for a week, and then next thing you know, you back at Bojangles. This is for my people in the South. I lived in Georgia for a little bit, but you back at Bojangles or Chick-fil-A. And then business-wise, we just want to stick to the plan.
Okay.
We spoke about the 3-year plan. We just want to stick to that, stay consistent.
Right.
Know that there will be more dark nights,
Yes.
a bunch of them.
Yes.
And for anybody getting into entrepreneurship, I want to tell you, I'm going to look you in your soul. If this is something you want to get into and you think you're going to get into it and there will be no adversity, this is not for you. Because adversity is the name of the game. You don't grow unless you deal with adversity. That's how we grow. That's how we learn what not to do. And I said it earlier in the segment, but I don't look at it as taking a loss. Everything we go through, there's a lesson. But that's if you have perspective. If your perspective is, oh, why me, why me, why me? You'll never succeed. But if it's instead of why me, try me, you'll live for days.
That's it.
So, yeah, I would say that.
I like that. Don't say why me, say try me. I like that.
And I said
That's a good
that,
one.
and you know where that comes from? This is off topic, but when I lost my mom and my dad wasn't in my life, for the longest I would always ask myself, like, what would it be like to have parents? Like, what would it be like to have a mom and dad and they're married? A family that I could come home to and say, yo, mom, this is what I'm feeling. I never had that. And I wouldn't change it for the world, because the situation that I dealt with made me who I am. I don't think I would be as humble, as caring, if I didn't go through what I went through. But when I was young, I always questioned the man above. Why me? Why did my mom have to die? Why couldn't I have a normal life? But instead of why me, I turned that into try me. And I say that's perspective.
Yes.
Because the cards I was dealt was tough. Very tough. And I could have looked at them and been like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm not going to try and progress. I'm not going to try and be a better human. But instead of why me, try me. And that's where it came from. So anything you're going through, never say why me. Say try me, mother. You feel me? I don't want to curse, but say try me. And take it on the chin. It's okay to dwell. But what I will say is dwell for that moment. Whatever you're going through, dwell in that moment, but realize that the sun still shines tomorrow. Dwell in that moment, but don't let it overconsume your thoughts.
Exactly.
Dwell in the moment. It's okay to dwell. But after you dwell in that moment, it's done. Never again.
Right.
So,
Right.
1% every day, man. 1%.
1%.
Not why me, but try me, baby.
Try me.
I might need to make that shirt. Not why me, but try me.
That's a good one.
I like that.
Yeah. I'll buy a shirt.
My man. My man.
I know we got a guy who makes shirts too. So
yeah. He's one of a kind.
Yes.
Different breed.
Different.
He's different. Man.
Different.
I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
My wife actually did some customs for his for one of his brands.
Really?
Yep. Did some custom cleats for one of his brands. So
And we're gonna tease him because I'm definitely reaching out to him later on this month because we have a couple more guests booked all the way up
Get
until
him in
February.
here.
So I definitely want to get him on here, but I don't want to take up I don't want to be like, hey, can you come on in March? He'll be like, why?
Yeah, you know.
I'm gonna wait. Let me see what I got going on in February.
and I will say,
He's busy.
He's
right?
very busy,
Yeah.
very. But being Colony natives, we went to school together, high school, played football. I'm proud of where we've come from.
Yes.
Like, I'm proud. There's a lot of people that have come from Colony, and they're succeeding.
Yes.
And I love to see, doesn't just necessarily have to be where we're from,
Right.
but I love to see people succeed.
Yes.
I love it. And Colony has produced some dogs, man. So I'm proud to call ourselves Raiders. Well, the Wolfpack now. They changed it to Wolfpack, which is,
I'm not doing that.
I'm not going to speak on it, but you know what I mean. They had their reasoning, and I get it.
I get it.
I get it. We won't go into that, but Raiders forever.
Raiders. That's it. Now, let's get into last couple of sections here. What is your underlying motivation to do what you do every day? And what, in your darkest moments, gets you to move forward? I know you have that resiliency built up, again, from your childhood and from your past in general, but times still get dark, right? Like, it's not because, I went through this in the past, it's not that bad.
Right.
No, it still sucks. So what gets you to that next step? Like, what wakes you up every morning?
So the first question was underlying.
What are your underlying motivations?
Okay, and then I'm gonna come back to the second question and ask you again if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
The kids. I would say it's the youth, and where I came from. There was never anyone like me. So I think if I could be what I needed and go back and show the kids, any kids watching this, and this is for the kids who come from good, you can always be better. It's not where you start, but it's where you're going. And I would say we're both perfect examples of that because, like, look where we are right now.
Right.
Never in a million years, bro,
No.
that I think I would be sitting across from my boy CB on a podcast talking about our business.
Right.
Like, he's known Cayenne before Cayenne turned into a man. Like, he knew me when I didn't know myself. So I'm just blessed to be able to have someone that believes in me enough to bring me here, one, and also believe in what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. So that underlying motivation is showing the kids, man, it's not where you start, but it's where you're going. And no matter what life throws at you, you can make something out of yourself.
That's it.
And every day I wake up, I know that even if it's one kid, because I can't get to all of them, and I've accepted that. And that's kind of hard for me because who doesn't want everyone to buy in a sense, you know what I mean? But if I can get one kid to really listen to me and try and make that change based off of what I'm saying, whew, you don't know how that makes my soul feel. And right now in today's world, these young kids, man, just with social media, our rappers, and what society is pouring out to them, it scares me, but it also motivates me. Because right now is a perfect time to be who I needed for these kids. And I would say my underlying motivation is waking up knowing that one day I can impact these kids, man. Hopefully.
Right.
But
Right.
with faith, I know that one day I will impact, even if it's one kid.
Yes.
I'm going to impact these kids and show them like, yo, you could start from the mud. You could start from the mud with the gravel, with the mud, with the rocks, with the pebbles, and you could make it to the mountaintop by believing, baby. Believe in yourself. Believe in something that you can't see. Believe in something that you can't touch. But believe it so much that that belief turns into reality.
Yes.
And I keep saying that because I'm a product of the belief.
Right.
Like me believing put me in a room with my boy CB. I don't even smoke cigars. And my boy got me here on the podcast talking about my business. So believe, man, believe, and bet on yourself and double down. So yeah, that's my underlying motivation. The kids, just being who I needed.
Right. Being that person that you didn't have.
Being the person that I didn't have when I was a kid. Yep. And what was the second question?
Now, the second part of that, what got you through your darkest nights?
What got me through my darkest nights?
Yes.
Realizing that this all could end one day. Realizing that tomorrow I could not wake up. It's like in that moment when something goes wrong, yes, it sucks. But at the same time, it's bigger than our feelings. I think it's way bigger than our feelings. Sometimes people don't wake up. And if all I got on my plate is trying to figure out how to build my business, I better shut the fuck up and figure it out. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Like there's some people who go to the hospital and got cancer.
Right.
There's some people who won't wake up tomorrow, yo. And through the grace of God, I hope I do. I hope my man do. I hope my wife do. I hope all of those people that I love do. I hope those that I don't know do. But in reality, they're not. And that's the scariest shit in the world. The scariest thing in the world is not knowing if today will be your last day. So it's like, fuck all of the shit we go through. Be thankful.
Yes.
Be thankful that you're even in a position to go through something.
Exactly.
Because there's people who didn't wake up that would love to be in your position going through something.
Exactly.
Even if it's bad. They would love to be in that position, able to go through something, able to breathe again.
Right.
So what I'll say is, if you're going through something right now, know that it always gets better. When you're at rock bottom, there's always the hill that you got to climb up. You can't stay at the bottom forever.
Right.
But realize that when you get to the top, the bottom ain't too far away, because it'll come again. It'll come again. But if you're thankful, and I say that because all of the things we're going through right now, there was a point in life where we asked for it, but we become greedy.
Yes.
There was times to where I didn't have customers, and I'm like, damn, if I just had one. And then I get 10, and I'm like, damn, bro, I'm too busy. You know what I mean? So it's like, always be thankful for every situation.
Right.
Because in every situation, there's a lesson you can learn. And again, there's going to be a lot of dark nights that we both go through.
Right.
But keep in your mind, you could not wake up tomorrow. And there's always somebody that's worse off than you. There's always somebody in a more difficult situation than you are.
Yes.
And if all you got to figure out is trying to build your business,
Yep.
part of my language, shut the hell up and be solution based and figure it out.
That's it.
Figure it out. And me not having Mom Dukes made me realize I could make it through anything. I lost my mama. A lot of people don't know how or even what they would do if they lost their parent. I've had a lot of people say, how do you do it? I don't have a choice. I can't give up. But what I will do is, and I say, adversity and losses are the best thing we go through, because my mom taught me what not to be. And I don't despise her even the slightest bit. Because she only did what she knew. But her doing what she knew taught me what not to do.
Exactly.
And now I'm a bad motherfucker. Because if I could get through losing Mom Dukes, what's to stop me other than not waking up? So anybody that's going through a dark time, just know it don't stay dark forever. But also realize that if you're in business and you're going through a dark time, you prayed for times like this.
Yes.
You prayed to be where you are. And we just get greedy. And sometimes we want more.
Right.
But be thankful. Be thankful through everything you go through.
Yes.
Because you're going to learn something. So I would say be present. Be thankful that you are where you are no matter where it is. And know that it doesn't stay dark forever. That light gonna shine if you show up and be consistent.
That's it.
So yeah, that would be my best advice for anybody going through a dark time. So yeah,
Yes.
that's
anyone
what
who's ever done you wrong, how do you kind of, in the past, I know there's plenty of people who still probably don't believe in you, right?
Yeah.
How do you, is that part of your motivation at all, is to prove those people wrong? Do you have that drive of like, I want to prove them wrong? Or is it, they can be right, they can be wrong, but I'm going to do what I want to do?
So what I would say is early on, before I learned myself, before I was able to deal with my emotions, early on, I was a people pleaser. And when I say people pleaser, in that sense of trying to prove people wrong,
Right.
trying to prove them wrong and show them like, nah, bro, what you saying, that ain't it.
Right.
But I lost myself trying to prove others wrong.
Right.
When in reality, what I need to do is prove myself right. Prove myself right and pray for those who don't want to see me win. Because I listened to something yesterday and it was like, anyone who has done you wrong, pray for them. Never put negative energy into our world. Because what you put out comes back.
Yes.
So if I constantly want somebody to fail, I'm putting that negative energy into our world. Failure gonna come back to me. But if you do me wrong,
Right.
and I look you in your face and pray for you, I'm a bad man. Because it takes a lot of strength
Yes.
and no ego to pray for somebody who wants you to fail.
Yes.
And I've learned the more I pray for people who want me to fail, the more I succeed.
That's it.
Because this was all written. This was all written before I was even here. I'm supposed to succeed. So if you know you're supposed to be somewhere, what they say, the opinions of a sheep never
Do not matter to the shepherd.
don't matter to the shepherd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I can't take what Joe Bob is telling me and run with it. Because if that's the case, I said opinion only holds as much truth as you allow it. So I'll give you an example. If I'm in school and people constantly call me ugly, that's an opinion. Because there's somebody out there who thinks you're beautiful. That's an opinion. But if I constantly hear that opinion and start to turn it into reality,
Right.
that's now my truth.
Right.
Because I've ingrained it in my own brain. I've let the opinion of somebody else turn into my reality. So it's like you could never, ever tell me I can't do something.
Right.
I looked at my mom in the hospital dead, and I'm still standing. So you telling me I ain't gonna make it? I don't need motivation. I'm motivated myself.
Yes.
I don't need nobody to motivate me, ever.
Right.
So you saying what you say? Motivation.
Right.
I'm already there, baby. I'm gonna show up whether you believe in me or not.
That's it.
Because that belief started internally. Anybody who wants you to do, who wants to see you fail, pray for them. And don't pray that they fail,
Right.
but pray that they change their thought process. Because it's only projection.
Right.
They don't want you to fail in all reality, but they can't see themselves doing it. So they're only projecting.
Right.
But if you pray for them and you pray that they change their mindset, now they can go out and be who they want to be.
Right.
And now the person who wanted you to fail, you prayed for them so much that they developed this sense of belief. And now they're able to go out in the world and accomplish what they want to accomplish and not sit in a room full of negative energy and want others to fail. Because negativity only comes from projection.
Right.
And that projection is only what they're going through.
Right.
So it's like, if I could pray for you and change your situation, you won't have the time to sit there and want me to fail because you'll be too focused on what you got going on.
Right.
And I think that's why our world is where it is, because enough people don't mind their damn business. You know what I mean? I could never sit around and worry about what the next man or woman's got going on because I'm too focused on trying to improve myself.
Right.
So if we're all focused on self-improvement, how can I sit around and hate?
Right.
So it's like, mind your damn business. Go figure out something that you like to do. And by my prayer,
Yes.
one day that'll eventually come true. So I pray for those who want to see me fail.
Right.
Because when I make it to the top, you wanted to see me fail, I'm still going to bring you along.
Right.
And show you that you could do whatever you want. Because I don't want to see you lose.
Right.
If we all win, that makes a better world.
That's beautiful. I can't even.
And sorry I talk so much, y'all. When
No,
I get
it's
going,
good.
I get going. But
Well, that's the best part about podcasts, right? Is you sit down and you listen, right? You're at the gym right now, probably. You're hanging out with friends and you're, sitting down. Maybe you just got off a hard day at work. Maybe you're at work right now.
Yes.
You're driving a forklift and you don't want to do this anymore. Listen to what we're saying. If you hate your job, go find something you're passionate about, ask all the questions you need,
yep.
and go start it on the side. Listen, we all got the same 24 hours in a
Yes,
day.
we do.
You could work 12 hours a day and still come home, meal prep for the week, right?
made it
Now you
happen.
saved yourself some time.
Yep.
Okay? Make sure all your bills are paid. So when you come home, those 2 hours, those 45 minutes you have of you time, take it away from your phone. Take it away from video games for a minute. Go build something. Go do something. Go make something that you're proud of. I don't care if it's as simple as you like to paint, go paint.
Go paint.
Right?
And
If you like to draw, go draw. If you like to skateboard, go skateboard.
I
Go
agree.
make a community around you.
And I think that a lot of humans lose who they are. We're powerful creatures. That same excitement that we had as kids, I think it becomes suppressed
Yes.
with the way society's set up.
Right.
There's talent. We all have a talent. You just got to find it.
Right.
But like he said, we get into our jobs and we really forget our purpose.
Right.
We all have a purpose, and it's bigger than us.
Yes.
But don't let that 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5.
No.
I still work.
I work.
I work and do my business. So
Exactly.
if you can manage it, do it. But don't let our world suppress your creative nature.
Right.
Don't let that job suppress it. Even if it is 45 minutes. What was it? Rome wasn't built overnight, right?
Right. Rome wasn't built in a day.
It wasn't built in a day. So even if it is 45 minutes, pour into it. Because that 45 minutes,
Yep.
after a month, it turned into 2 hours, 3 hours, 10 days, 20 days. Because you're constantly just putting in. And that time adds up. Time adds up. So I love that you said that. Even if it's 20 minutes,
Yes.
pour that 20 minutes into it, because
Exactly.
it'll pay off eventually.
And I got that from an old business idea I had, which was why buy 1,000. It was if you do 27 push-ups, 27 sit-ups, 27 pull-ups every single day, you did 10,000 You did 10,000 by the end of the year.
Yes.
That's all you got to do. Do 27 every single day, and you're done.
I like that. You know what I learned? What is it? 200,000 units. 200,000 units. Move that $5 profit is $1 million.
Yes.
It's a long game.
Yes.
It's a long game.
Yes.
So
Don't try to beat people over the head, right?
no,
You're going to lose people in the long run.
play the long game.
Yes.
And when you think about it, that's really not even a long game.
Right.
$5. If you're selling a service and a product, and you move that product 200,000 products at a profit of $5,
Yep.
you are now a millionaire.
Yes.
So be okay with the long game, because success isn't overnight.
Right.
And a lot of people think it is. There's people who have put in years and years and years of work that we have never seen.
Right.
Never seen.
Right.
Like, you could go from 0 views, 10 years of posting at 0 views.
Yes.
And that 11th year, you could hit and the world's going to think, damn, he blew up overnight.
Right.
No. The long game. So I like what you just said, man. The long game.
That's
Be willing to play that long game, because it pays off.
And now we're going to get to the last couple of questions here. So this one's not really a question. I'm just really interested in how you came up with this concept. I was watching one of your Instagram videos. I think it's one of the ones you have pinned. And you've said it here a couple of times as well. 1% every day.
Yes.
Where did this come from? How did you build on that?
So with the 1% every day, as a young kid, I was result based.
Okay.
So when I say result based, who doesn't like quick? And I wanted that 100%. I wanted that 100% every time. So it's like, if I don't grow 100%, I didn't grow. But back to Rome wasn't built in a day. 1% makes you better than you were yesterday. Everything takes time. And I've learned that. Everything takes time. So if you could grow 1% every day, you're a bad, bad man. Because that 1% will eventually turn into 100%.
Right.
And I'm okay with being better by 1% than I was yesterday.
Right.
Because there's still growth in it. There's still growth in it. So I say that to motivate myself,
Okay.
but motivate people who are result based. Because there's a lot of people out there who, I believe, if it's not 100%, it's nothing.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of all or nothing,
Yes.
all or nothing people. So it's like, if you can grow 1% every day, and I can be the person on the other end, convincing you that 1% is enough.
Right.
Again, I'm helping our world, and that's my biggest goal, is to help our world. And like you said, I didn't even know you seen that. I dead ass didn't know you seen that. And hearing you say that, it's like, yo, people listen to me.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, bro, 1% every day. And one more piece of advice is, listen, my grandfather always told me, you got 2 ears, and I still don't take the advice because I talk so much. So I always damn talking. But you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more than you talk. I'm not saying listen to someone and take everything they say.
Right.
But when people speak, there's something that you can take from every person.
Yes.
And if you take little bits and pieces and then take your blueprint and intertwine it,
Yes.
you're a bad man. Because now you have experience from a million different people. You'll never get that by believing what you believe, because you'll never be able to experience the things that others experience.
Right.
So if I can listen to you, it's like don't touch this because this is hot.
Right.
If I listen to that and not touch it, now I'm a step ahead of the kid who want to touch it. He gonna burn himself. Now he focused on his burn and can't go outside because it could get infected. Me, I listened to not touching it. Now I could go play.
Right.
So I would say listen, because there's something valuable in everything.
Yes.
Always listen, and be okay with growing 1% every day. And I got love for you, man. That dead ass made me feel good. The 1% every day.
Oh man, listen.
That made me feel great, man.
The videos that you put out, and even if people miss it, is the short stories that you put out, like the 24-hour ones that you post in that little circle, right? Some of the simplest things you say, like love yourself, or I know you probably haven't heard this in a long time, but I love you and I care about you and you're important. Like that shit.
Yes, bro. I do it because we forget about those things, bro.
Yes.
I have quote cards too, and I'm going to be more consistent with posting them every day. But I truly believe that being that I was strong enough to be able to make it out of that shadow, there's somebody who could use my words, because you never know what we're going through. And I'm not saying I'm the miracle man, but my video could prevent someone from trying to harm themselves.
Right.
My video could be the love you that somebody needed to hear. My video could be the courage that someone needed to get over that hump of adversity. So I try and intertwine real life into social media, because it's all a facade, obviously.
Right.
But all of the people on those apps are real humans.
Right.
So it's like, if I can just put out a video telling people I love them, I don't even got to know you. Right. But I do love you, and I do know you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Right.
And if I could put that out there and somebody needs to hear it and they hear it, you don't even got to give me the credit for it. But the universe will eventually. Yes. And the universe just did it. Because I didn't. I put it out there to help people grow and give people that spark of life, but that they needed. But I never thought that people really listened to it. You know what I mean? Because we're fixated on quick things. Like we need something quick. So it's like,
right.
Oh, Cayenne posted, boop, listen to the first two, boop, 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 boop.
Yep.
But people actually listen to the things I say, and I'm smiling because if you knew where I started, you'd probably be like, what the hell does he know? What does he know? But to know that I'm a kid from Albany, New York. I came from nothing, and slowly by slowly, 1% every day, I'm turning into someone that's valued by others.
Yes.
And I think that's the greatest thing I can be to our world. Someone of value, and someone that is able to help those people move mountains that need to move mountains. So I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. No, and thank you for
About to make me
those
cry.
things, bro.
That ass, man. Never in a million years. Anybody watching this, believe in yourself, because I never thought I would have a business. I honestly thought I would end up dead or in jail, just because of my environment and what I went through. But through the grace of the man above, he got me through it, and I never realized it. I used to pray when I was young. I would pray for everyone around me and just be like, I didn't know what the hell I was saying, but I would be like, Lord, I ask that you protect those who I know. I ask that you protect those that I don't know. And I constantly would pray. And every time I prayed, he answered it. But I never realized it because I was too young to fathom what was occurring. But I didn't do this alone. So whatever you're going through, I promise it gets better. It does.
That's beautiful. We're going to wrap up with 2 questions here.
Yes, sir.
3 questions. We'll make it fun. So, coming in from the audience, actually, what are your favorite shoes? What are your number 1? All right, you know what? I'll give you top 3, just to make it a little easier.
I'll do one.
Okay, number 1.
Shout out to Crocs.
Stop it.
Shout out to Crocs, man. And you know what's crazy? I had that reaction the first time. I'm like, yo, these things are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
you know they were put into the movie Idiocracy because of how silly they looked, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The woman picked out, she's like, what's the dumbest thing we can find for this movie?
Uh-huh.
They were like, what's the ugliest shoe possible? And they were like, that one right there. They threw it in the movie, and then it just blew up.
That's hilarious. That is comedy. And I would say Crocs, because now that I'm older, my knees don't work the way they used to. I'm not as agile, hostile, and mobile as I used to be. So I'm more of a comfort guy now.
Okay.
Like, I used to be worried about how people would look at me and, yo, what you got? Man, I clean sneakers.
Yep.
So I got to be comfortable.
Right.
And boy, whoever created Crocs, you are a genius, because Crocs look crazy, but them motherfuckers comfortable. Comfortable. And yo, I don't know how true this is.
Okay.
I do not know how true this is.
All right.
But I heard you're able to eat Crocs.
Huh?
Yes.
Are they made out of leather?
No. I don't know what they're made out of.
Okay.
I could be tripping. Please fact check me. Whoever's
Please don't eat Crocs.
But if you're stranded
Okay.
in like the woods or something,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're edible.
Okay.
Don't quote me, please. Don't get out here. What the hell? Don't quote
Imagine
me.
they listen to 45 minutes of like, yes.
Good
they
stuff,
take
and then my
that
dumb
from
ass say
there.
that at the end.
That's all they ping you about.
Right?
They're like, hey, about these Crocs.
About these Crocs. But if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, I don't know everything, but I'm pretty sure you're able to eat them.
Okay.
I think
All
you
right,
can
so
eat
it's
them.
a survival
Survival.
and also comfort.
Comfort. Survival and comfort.
Crocs are comfortable for you?
Super comfortable.
Really?
And I have flat feet.
Yeah, so do I.
Like very
Yeah.
comfortable. And bro, when I sold paint,
Yeah.
you know, at the paint store, you got to have on dress shoe or steel toe. So
Right.
in case something drops, they're not liable. You don't know how much my district manager had to fight with me to take them off. And he couldn't make me take them off because my sales were so good. You know what I mean? Like, we're there to sell and improve the business,
Right.
increase revenue. And I was the Croc
What's
man.
done? That's
All of our sales reps would be like, bro, you got them Crocs on? I'm like, yo, did you hit your quota for this month? My Crocs did, so I don't want to hear it. So, yeah, I'm very comfortable. And I walk with confidence in them. I don't have them on now.
Right.
There's a time and place for everything. But
Right.
I would say for me,
Number one is Crocs.
number one is Crocs.
That's I'm just like mind blown.
Right?
I never would have thought that's gonna be your answer. I was like, well, maybe he's gonna say like Bread 11, Space Jams.
Nah.
He's gonna say Raptor 7s.
No.
No.
See,
no.
he's the OG too. We were around when the Raptor 7s released. A lot of you young bucks don't know about that. But yeah, I used to sit in line overnight.
Yeah.
We had to go the night before the release because people would line up with chairs and
Yep. Camp out at places
camp out
to get
right
the
at
first pair.
Cross Skates Colony Center.
Yep.
So yeah, we're the real OGs, baby. The real OGs. It's funny we say that now.
Oh.
Remember when coaches used to be like, "Don't take this for granted.
Oh God.
Don't take this for granted because it'll be gone in the blink of an eye." And bro,
I can hear Tarullo right now in my ear.
that's
I
the
still hear
realest shit.
Mm.
Because I would kill to go back and play one game of football.
Mm.
I'd kill to go run some suicide.
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Remember, you can keep those all to
That you
yourself.
keep
You
though. But yeah, man, yeah, I would kill. So, it's funny that we're like the aunts and the uncles of the generation now because I used to be the young guy looking at the coach like, "Shut up, your old ass is mad that you old." And now I tell the youth like, "Yo, I was born in '95, bro." They look at me
Uh-huh.
like '95.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm not even that old, bro. Chill. So, hey, man, they do say what you put out comes back.
That's it.
And I used to talk shit to the old folks. Like, shut your old ass. You just mad because you can't play no more. And now I know they paying because I be hurting. And I caught myself telling a few young bucks, don't take it for granted. It's funny how time works. So, yeah, man, I'm just blessed to be able to make it to this age,
Right.
coming from where I come from, and be here today.
Yeah. What's the craziest design idea for a sneaker you've ever had? Maybe it's not released yet. Maybe you're never going to release it. But what's the craziest you've ever thought of?
Damn, that's a good question. Now you're about to make me think of it because I've never thought about making a shoe. So I would probably say I'm a man for the people. I would say something that's very comfortable,
Okay.
like super duper comfortable, like on Crocs level of comfort, on Shaq's level of cost.
Okay.
And people who know sneakers know what I'm talking about. Or we could even say the Starberries.
There we go.
On the Starberries level of cost. And I'm not really an exotic person, so something simple, honestly.
Okay.
Like for me, less is more. Nothing crazy. Something that's affordable. Something that's very, very comfortable. And something that's doesn't pop too much. And you know what I'm starting to realize?
Go ahead.
The things that we once used to make jokes about, like growing up, you couldn't come to school in no damn New Balances. You couldn't come to school in Asics. Asics is a running shoe. Bro, the amount of kids now that you see recycling,
Yes.
the things that we used to talk about, is crazy to me. You look into Asics sales right now. Asics, the running shoes. They call them dad shoes. Bro, those are popular now.
I know New Balance has popped off too, right?
My wife got on some New Balances.
There it is.
Yo! I got on dad Nike running shoes. Like, they call these the Unks. So it's crazy, man. I think less is more, and I'm starting to realize that with the demand for things. People wearing New Balances. You get cracked on coming to school with some New Balances in our time. Like, bro, you got on what? Asics? Yo, dad. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think I would do something very affordable, super comfortable, and something very muted. Yeah, like calm.
Okay. Last question for you.
Yes, sir.
Completely off the books. This
That's
is just
fine.
the one that I usually ask people to wrap up. If you could have one business meeting with any person in the world, alive or dead, just to have a conversation with them, who would it be and why?
Oh, shit. If I'm being realistic, I would say the Lord.
Okay.
But I'm going to say one of my favorite celebrities.
Okay.
I would probably say 50 Cent.
Okay.
I think I'm most similar to him in the sense of where we come from. He lost his mom at a young age, and the mountains he's moved. Like, they never believed in 50 Cent. He's a kid from Southside Jamaica, Queens. Was shot 9 times, or 8, 9, one of them. That doesn't matter. But my boy got a Hollywood star with his name on it. He has some of the best TV series out, Power and everything he does.
Right.
He has. I think he sold vitamin water.
Yes.
Pretty sure he sold
partnered up with vitamin water for a while.
Yup.
Yep.
What else does he have? Does he have? I think he has liquor too.
Yes, he does have a liquor that he's promoting right now.
He has a liquor that he's promoting. So I would say 50 Cent. 50 Cent, and just to talk to him and ask him, like, what is your why? Like, how do you stay so hungry?
Right.
Because you got to think about it. He's a kid from Southside Jamaica, Queens. His mother was killed because she, his mom was killed. She was a drug dealer. So it's like, for me, my mom wasn't a natural death. Like, obviously, it was her decision making. But in a sense, his mom was taken from him at the hands of someone else. You know what I mean? So that was totally unexpected. Like, for me, my mom was a drug addict. So you kind of have an understanding, like, what comes from using drugs. So that was always in the back of my mind.
Right.
Like, this could potentially happen. But I would just really sit down and be like, bro, how? Why? And when did you realize that you were capable of this? That's who I would want to talk to. 50 Cent. 50 Cent. He is the perfect phrase. It's not where you start, but it's where you finish. Like, I think that fits him. So I would say 50 Cent. Not no damn Jay-Z. What was it?
Whoa.
What was that one? 10,000. What was it? $10,000 or an interview with Jay-Z?
Yeah.
You ever seen that question?
No.
You never seen it?
No.
Yeah, I'm taking that money.
$10,000 or an interview with Jay-Z?
Yeah, or it was like some crazy amount of money. It was like it kind of blew up because some people was like, yo, I'll sit down with Jay-Z. And a lot of people was like, well, what the hell he gonna tell you? He gonna tell you should have took the money. So yes, that's who. I'll sit down and talk to 50.
Damn.
Curtis Jackson, if you don't know who 50 Cent is.
I'm hoping he's mainstream enough that most people know.
I
who
think
that is.
everybody
I hope
knows
so.
who 50 is.
It's like not knowing who Snoop Dogg is, right?
Exactly, and 50, he markets to every culture.
Right.
Like for you to be able to go to a different country and sell out. Come on, they don't even speak our language.
That's it.
But they know
who
bottles in the club. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, 50 Cent.
Get rich or die trying.
Get rich or die trying. And that's what we all trying to do.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So yeah, 50 Cent.
Well, thank you so much for coming on to the Cigars at the Castle podcast
Thank
with
you.
me. I learned a lot from you. I'm hoping the audience learned a lot as well. I can't wait to get this up online for people to start watching it.
Yes.
I'm very excited for the clips that are going to come out of this that I'm going to make and chop them up. And people at home, again, feel free to take the content, chop it up how you like, as long as you don't make us look like we're saying anything we're not. That's all I care about.
Right, yeah.
Right? But feel free to use the content, free use. If you get demonetized, send it over to me. I'll take care of it. But what do you got? So how can we find you?
So you guys can find me. Before we focus on finding me, I just want to express my gratitude first and foremost. CB, Castle Cigars. I don't even have words. Like, I'm beyond thankful. I don't even think words can express how thankful I am that you guys even gave me this opportunity to sit here, man. I've always said that my story needs to, I think my story should be heard by people. And you and your organization gave me that opportunity, man. And I can't say thank you enough. So before you guys are worried about finding me, thank you again from the bottom of my heart, bro. Thank you. Like,
well, I appreciate.
Thank you, bro.
I appreciate the thanks.
Seriously.
But, and I'm going to say it because I don't think you heard it enough, and I think you need to hear it more. You earned it.
My man.
You ain't. It's not a handout. It's not, oh, let me try to help somebody out. It's you earned this shit.
I appreciate that, for real. For real, man. And we started in the trenches, bro. We started in the trenches with football, like really. And I think sports helped us a lot.
Yeah.
It created that foundation and taught us a lot of stuff. Because I watched this man transform like no tomorrow. Like, when I say transform, I'm like lose crazy amount of weight. Like crazy. And he could have said, yo, this is hard. I'm going to give up. Hell no. That boy wanted it, and he did it. So, again, man, from the bottom of my heart, from Cayenne, from my wife, Megan, from BM Shoes, from our 2 cats at the house. We got 2 cats at the house. Shout out to them, Dutch and Winnie. I'm a cat enthusiast. I love cats. One day, I'm creating a cat sanctuary.
Okay.
And all the homeless cats, baby, y'all gonna have somewhere to live. On my mama. Swear to God. But we're mainly on Instagram.
Okay.
We're working on a website. We had a website, but it just wasn't in the budget.
Okay.
We're on Instagram. You can find all of our work. If you don't have an Instagram, I'm going to put my number out there for the people. 838-900-1666. Contact me, and if you don't have Instagram, I'll send you my work. I'll show you my work and show you what it is that we do.
Right.
But we're mainly on Instagram. We're working on a website that will be posted on our Instagram when the website is up. But you can find us on Instagram at BM_shoes__. And we put all of our work there. And yeah, man, that's where you can find us, baby.
Pending transformation on the Instagram name, but we're gonna.
Yes. Shout out to my boy. We got the official tissue, baby. The one and only. The one and only.
Thank you again, man. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. And I gotta say this again from the bottom of my heart, man. I know I earned it, but again, this wouldn't be possible without you, Castle Cigars, the family here. I appreciate you guys. And if you're watching this, if you're local, get your ass here. Best in the nation, baby. I don't even smoke these. But like I said, busting my mata. Get your ass here if you're local. And if you're not local, make it your job to get here. The family is beautiful. The location is beautiful. It's a lounge here. You can come in here and not feel like a consumer. And that's the most beautiful thing about this place.
Yes.
When you come in here, they treat you like family. I walked in and I instantly felt that on the couch feeling to where you know you could come in here and chill and be yourself.
That's it.
You don't have to put up a facade and be somebody that you aren't.
Right.
Like I just seen about 4 or 5 people feet up, relaxing. Like it's a family here. So again, we're gonna end, but thank you so much, CB. I call him CB. That's how I know him. I know CB. What was your number? 55?
Huh? Yeah, double nickels.
See? Yo, I remember that. CB 55, baby. But thank you again. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. And get your asses here. Get here.
Get here.
Castle Cigars, baby. Best in the nation.
That's it. My man.
My motherfucking dog. No, honestly. It's a K. K-H-Y-A-N.
I noticed that